to start with reimagining education. That seems to be like the new buzz thing that's out there as, this school year comes to a close. We now have this period of time, and it is short, clock's on the field, but what is the biggest change that we need to see for fall? So Anthony, I'm going to start with you.
We need to eliminate hybrid learning. The model of hybrid learning is just too difficult. It's way too difficult for the teachers to grasp. And it's not the same as live for our kids. If you're going to have one kid who's on a computer and the rest of your class in person, it just doesn't work. And, we keep talking about following the science. Science tells us we can be back to school now. We've taken the precautions. Administrators and the teachers have done what we needed to do. It's time to get the kids back into the classroom live as much as possible. So I really think we need to go away from having this hybrid model in the fall.
All right, Nicholas, what are your thoughts?
I agree with Anthony 100%. Hybrid to me was a disservice to teachers and to students. We made it work. Teachers were great at adapting. There was a great learning process through this past year. There's a lot of great stuff that I will take into obviously my next year as a teacher, technologically wise. But I think the pandemic also revealed that teachers are irreplaceable and schools are so much more than just schools for their students. I hope, again, everyone's talking about student mental health. Now we need to increase counselors in school, class size, things that teachers and educators have been arguing for a long time were only kind of put to the forefront more so during the pandemic. It is really simple. More counselors in school, more resources, more smaller class sizes so we could actually have relationships with our students. The simplest things will have the most profound impact.
And Mr. Williams, what do you think?
Yeah, we can never replace direct instruction. We know that the greatest gains from students comes from direct contact, connectivity. There's actually a lot of research done on educational connectivity, and you can't establish that connectivity truly via the internet. You're unsure about what is happening on the other side. We can't control the factors of what's happening on the other side of that screen. And so we need that direct connection to deeply and richly engage our students.
We know the U.S. Department of Education is holding this Education Equity Summit series, and the first installment is going to take place, of course, virtually, but it's going to happen this coming Tuesday, the 22nd. So I wonder, what are your hopes for having so many different people as part of this conversation, and what type of action are we hoping can come out of this? So Nicholas, I'm going to start with you.
Again, just to reiterate what everyone just stated. That we provide the schools with the resources that we need, that we make those jumps, that we support teachers, that we try to not expect, again, the expectations of teachers this year were impossible, yet we somehow met them at our own mental health risk because we care so much about our schools and our students. But I would hope that we idolize and understand that technology is a tool. It's not a replacement for teaching. There's nothing like being in a class with an educator. There's nothing like having your students in your classroom. This year was the first year that I would say that everything I love about being an educator was kind of taken away. So I think people realize that schools are sanctuary for so many students, and for educators, we invest so much. And I think, again, take some of the gains we made, but also we've exposed so many inequities in education this year. Privileged learning was taking place. So many kids did not have the resources, and it's not because of administration or because of the teachers, it's because of systemic issues. So I hope they address the systemic issues in education, but I also hope that they provide the needed resources that educators have been shouting from the rooftops for decades.
And